buster. Fleshy bits hurt less than bony bits. What's up, beautiful people? My name is Joe and I'm a tattoo artist based in the south coast of the UK. Please follow me on Instagram at joechastney.tattoo for my latest work. Today I'm going to be talking about tattoo pain. Oof. And how some areas are more painful than others, tips on how to make the pain better, and things that will definitely make the pain worse. Grab a cuppa and get comfy. First of all, everyone is different and pain is relative. You might get tattooed on one day and be absolutely fine, and then on another day really struggle with it. And there's many reasons for this. I'm going to give you a guide on areas that most people say are the worst areas to get tattooed. You might have a mate that says, nah, tattoos don't hurt. Well, that's because they're not actually getting tattooed right there, right then. Our brains actually forget pain. You can recall a happy moment, a memory from your past, and actually laugh about it. You can remember a really sad moment of your life and cry about it. You cannot feel pain from a previous moment of your life and actually feel it. You cannot do that. Your brain does not allow you. That's why we get more tattoos. That's why people have more babies. Not that I'm comparing the two. A lot of people compare the pain to a cat scratch or like a deep sort of slow scratch or even a burning sensation, which sounds lovely, doesn't it? And there's some bits that are really quite painful, and then there's other bits that really aren't. And that is due to nerve endings and more sensitive areas. And I don't want to put you off, obviously, but I just want to prepare you. A few things to consider when it comes to the pain of a tattoo are the size, the style/design, and the placement of it. Where on your body. Those three things really affect how painful it's going to be. For example, the size. If you get something really small and simple, like just a line, that's not going to take very long at all, and therefore it's not going to be that painful. It'll just be like a sharp, short thing and you're done. Easy. However, if you're getting a massive piece done with lots of detail in it, that's going to take a long time, and that is going to be more painful. Your body can only tolerate a certain amount of pain. That will push it to its limits. When it comes to the style of tattoos, there are a few styles that I think are better than others. I think the least painful styles to get tattooed are dot work, fine lines, and black and grey realism. And the most painful sort of styles are traditional, full colour realism, and solid black work. The more kind of space left on your skin, the negative space, so where you can actually see your skin, the least painful it's going to be. When you're having something more solid, like this for example, there's kind of nowhere for the trauma to go or swelling to go. It's just like a lot of trauma for a small area of skin. So therefore that'll be more painful. Designs that are more complex with a lot of detail, where the artist has to kind of go through one pass and then go back over with more detail and then back over with more detail, building up the shading, perhaps putting in colour or white. It's not because white or colour inks are more painful, it's because you're going over and over that same part of skin. Most people say, as soon as I start, oh, it's not that bad. Then the first sort of 5-10 minutes, your body is adjusting to the pain. Your adrenaline's kicking in, you might feel a bit hot, you might go a bit cold, but that is the time where your body's still adjusting to what's going on. After that sort of 15-minute period, your body is kind of settling into it and going, right, this is the situation, I'm not going anywhere, and then you kind of calm down a little bit and get used to what's going on. Everyone's limits are different. Some people can sit for 2 hours, absolutely fine. Some people can sit for 10 hours, 2 days straight, sit there like a corpse, tattoo them, no response. And some people come in and have the smallest little thing and don't cope very well at all. Everyone is different and it really depends on the day. When it comes to the position on the body, I found this chart on Google that I found to be the most accurate. My worst tattoo that I have got is my palm. I don't know if I can describe the pain because it was so horrendous. The only way that I can describe it is being a white burning sensation, and I just wanted to close my hand up. When it comes to the palm and the inside of your fingers, I wouldn't really recommend it. It's not really a common place to tattoo. I've never done it because you have to go too deep. Otherwise the ink will come out and it'll be pointless. Apparently the sole of the foot is equally as painful. I do not want to test that out. I've done my palm, tick, that's enough for me. So the worst places being the palm and the sole of the foot. However, they're pretty extreme. I don't get asked to do those. So let's look at the next group of the worst places to get tattooed. And I would say those are the top of the hand, the top of the foot, near joints such as knees, elbows, armpits, the lower back bum area, ribs, inner thigh, and nipples. And I think I have all of these places done, and I agree that they're all pretty bad. However, I do a lot of rib tattoos, especially people's first tattoos on their ribs, and they always come in a little bit nervous because they've looked at these charts and gone, I think ribs is really painful, and they've been absolutely fine. So it depends what you have. If you're having something quite small, you can cope with some of the more painful areas because it's not going to last that long. If you're to have a full day on your ribs, however, I think your soul will leave your body. And I'm not an expert in pain, however, I've looked at certain things on the internet, done some science exploring, and I think it's down to where the nerve endings are and receptors are, and they generally tend to be near joints and around your abdomen and at the ends of your hands and feet, and that's to protect those vital areas. They're really important, so they need to be protected by these nerves, and therefore making those areas more painful. Looking back at the chart, the orange places are the kind of places that are generally okay, not too painful, there in the middle. Let's move on to the nicer places. Just a reminder, nowhere is nice, they all hurt. These are the more bearable places. So this includes the arm. So around the lower arm in the middle, outside of the arm, sort of bicep area, outside of the thigh, and perhaps on the outside of your calf. Some people on your chest, and some people kind of upper side of the back as well. Most people cope well in these areas. Mythbuster, fleshy bits hurt less than bony bits. No. My butt, I would say, is right up there on the fleshy side of body parts, and it was horrendous. Also, these squishy bits on your side, that is also really painful, and you think that, well, there's nothing there, there's no bone behind it, but that's what makes it quite hard to tattoo and more painful because it's so stretchy there. Okay, now for some tips to make the pain a little bit better. Things you can do, like getting a good night's sleep before you tattoo. Have a nice meal, go to bed early, relax, get your body rested. So no boozing the night before. Lots of water the day before and on the day. Exfoliate and moisturise the area beforehand, ideally at least a week or two before. Get your skin nice and supple. Distractions. I like to be distracted when I get tattooed. I get on my phone, play a game, and go to Candy Crush World or wherever. Go to a whole nother realm. And if you need any tools to get you there, take them. Please breathe, that is essential. Try not to do the short, sharp breaths. 4 seconds in, hold for 2 seconds, then 6 seconds out, nice and slowly. Count your breaths, concentrate on your breathing. It's essential. Comfy clothes, that's just something that's going to make you more comfortable and make the experience better and less painful. Things that will make it worse if you're hungover or tired. Drinking loads of coffee or caffeinated drinks before you come to your appointment. That'll thin out your blood and therefore make it harder to get tattooed. You will feel more sensitive, your skin will be more sensitive, it will take longer, it will just be more painful. Numbing cream might help. Some people, numbing cream doesn't last very long, and as soon as it wears off, the pain is twice as bad as if you just not bothered with it to start with. So I would advise against it. Shaving or waxing yourself. You're gonna make your skin more sensitive, especially if you cut yourself or wax yourself and you don't know what you're doing. Don't bother, I'll do it. Sunburn. If you get tattoos, just be a vampire. It's the best way to be. Skipping breakfast or lunch. Don't be hangry when you come. Don't think that it's going to be this horrendous thing that you have to get through. You'll be fine. People do it all the time. Don't build it up so much in your mind. Holding your breath. Obviously, don't hold your breath. Moving. It will just take longer. So don't do any of those things because it will make it worse. After your tattoo has finished and you have gone home, it will still be a little bit painful afterwards. Nothing like actually getting tattooed, but it will be a bit sore, it might feel a bit warm, and your muscle might cramp up a little bit under the area that's been tattooed. Once you've finished with a small tattoo, that's pretty much it. It might feel a little bit sore that day and maybe the next day, but you shouldn't feel any pain after that. I'm not sure I can prepare you for this, but I feel like I've got to say something. When you have your first shower, even your second shower, maybe your third shower, it's gonna feel hot. It's gonna feel like the worst sunburn ever, especially if you've kind of forgotten about it. And then you go in the shower and you're like, wow, you'll be quickly reminded. So basically, some people are better generally at getting tattooed than others. And some days you'll find it easier than others. And you don't know, but just try your best. Try to be prepared and as relaxed as possible. You'll be fine and it'll be worth it. Hopefully. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.